The will reading. My mother announced her inheritance plan at my sister's engagement party. In front of 60 people, she handed Renee an envelope and said, "This is for your future." She handed me a card. Inside was a grocery store gift card for $20. I was 34 years old. I had been paying her mortgage for 6 years. Welcome back. If you've ever given everything to people who decided you were nothing, this one is for you. My name is Clara Osei, and this is the story of how one dinner table moment unraveled a lie my family had been building for a decade, and how the truth finally found its way to the surface, whether they wanted it to or not. My mother, Bernice, had 2 daughters. Renee came first. I came 4 years later. Somewhere in those 4 years, my mother made a decision. Renee was the one who needed to be loved, and I was the one who needed to be useful. Renee made my mother feel successful. I simply made her life easier. Those are not the same thing. Renee had her college paid for. I took out loans. When Renee got promoted at her marketing firm, my mother threw a dinner party. When I finished my nursing degree while working double shifts, my mother just asked if I could help with the centerpieces for Renee's bridal shower. I had become reliable furniture, always there, always functional, and therefore completely invisible. I told myself it was birth order. I found reasons that let me sleep at night. Here is what I knew. My mother had struggled financially since my father passed in 2017. Here is what I thought I knew. She was managing. Here is what I did not know. She was managing because of me, and she had told everyone else something very different. The engagement party was held at the Hargrove Banquet Hall. Renee's fiancé, Marcus, came from wealth. I sat at a table near the back with church friends who didn't know me. Halfway through the evening, my mother stood up and clinked her glass. She talked for 4 minutes about Renee, about how Renee had always been her light. Then she picked up 2 envelopes. She called Renee to the front. "This is for your future," she said, handing her the larger one. Everyone clapped. Then she looked at me. "Clara, honey." I walked up, my hands shaking so hard I had to grip my wine glass until my knuckles turned white. She handed me the second envelope. $20 grocery gift card. No note. I sat back down, the plastic card feeling like a brand on my palm. 2 days later, my cousin Adaze called me. "Did you know your mom told Marcus's family that Renee was the one who stepped up after your dad died? She told them you moved away and left her to struggle." I sat very still. I had been transferring $1,200 into my mother's account every month for 6 years. $78,000. Somewhere along the way, my help stopped being generosity in her mind. It became rent for existing. My competence was the reason she felt she never had to check if I was hurting. I asked Adaze, "Does Renee know?" "I think Renee likes believing the money comes from a life insurance payout," Adaze whispered. There was no life insurance. Renee had lived inside a comfortable lie for 6 years, because the truth would have required her to feel something other than special. I did not call my mother. I went home and printed 72 bank statements. I called her once. "Mom, tell Renee the truth. I'll give you 2 weeks." "You were always the stronger one, Clara," she pleaded, her voice thick with that terrifying self-justification manipulators use. Renee needed stability. I didn't want her worrying. I knew you could handle more. She didn't see herself as a liar. She saw herself as a protector of the lovable daughter at the expense of the useful one. She did not tell Renee. 2 weeks passed. Renee's bridal shower was a sea of pink flowers and champagne. When it was my turn to speak, I stood up. My heart was hammering against my ribs, a rare crack in my composed exterior. "I love my sister," I said, "and because I love her, She deserves the truth. The room shifted. My mother's face went chalk white. I stated clearly that I had been supporting our mother for 6 years. I said I had the records. I said the insurance money was actually my nursing shifts. The reaction wasn't immediate softness. Renee's face twisted into irritation and deep embarrassment. "Why are you doing this here?" she snapped, her voice sharp with denial. "Clara, stop it. This is cruel." "I'm not here to ruin anything," I said, sliding the envelope of bank statements toward her. "I'm here because the truth was already in the room. I just finally let it sit down." The room went into social death. Forks stopped clicking. The oxygen seemed to leave the room as Renee opened the envelope. She read the statements, and her defensive posture collapsed. She looked at the papers with a shame that wasn't hers to carry, but a guilt that was. "I never asked where the money came from," she whispered, "because I liked believing I didn't have to." My mother left before the cake was cut. She called me 14 times that night. When I answered the 15th, she screamed, "You humiliated me. You erased me," I said. "You turned my sacrifice into an obligation so you didn't have to feel guilty about picking a favorite." "I did it for the family," she sobbed. "No," I said. "You did it for the story." I canceled the transfers the next morning. Renee and I talk now, but it's different. She's processing the fact that her perfect life was subsidized by my invisibility. We are rebuilding, but I no longer play the role of the silent provider. My mother eventually told Aunt Gloria that she just wanted Renee to feel secure. Even now, she frames her betrayal as a mother's sacrifice. She hasn't changed, but I have. I live in a smaller apartment now. I still drive the Honda, but the dashboard is fixed. Renee is getting married in the fall. I am a bridesmaid. My mother will be there. We will be polite, but polite is not the same thing as healed. For the first time, everyone in that room knows exactly who I am, because I finally refuse to be the useful ghost in my own family's story. If this reminded you that your silence is not the same as your consent, share this, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.